Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Solavei Scoop, Solavei's corporate updates, important news. And tonight, our Spotlight Member of the Week, our pastors, Ron and Lynette Lewis. Tonight, they are not only going to tell us how they became social networker twos in such a short period of time, but also we have so many people asking, how can I connect with my pastor or people in ministry or people who are over nonprofits? Well, believe it or not, there are some things you need to know in order to be effective there. So we're also excited to have Nathan Gooden, another social networker too, who's going to be sharing with us the corporate updates and Solavei Scoop. My name is Stacy Wallace, and I'm privileged and honored to be a social executive 3. And tonight, just for those of you who are brand new, we want to give you an overview of what is Solavei and why are so many people excited. What is the social commerce revolution? Well, 4 trends right now are converging all at one time. We know the economy right now has never been worse, and people are looking for multiple ways to earn income. We also look at the world of social media. People are looking to connect, to be social online. Of course, mobile service we know is the number 2 bill in the average household in America. And then we look at the world of direct selling, a multi-billion-dollar industry where people are jumping in saying, look, my family needs extra income and I am willing to represent companies in order to do that so my family can make that extra income every single month. Well, as those 4 trends converge, Solavei is launching a new industry called the social commerce revolution that's bringing all these 4 trends together. $144 billion was spent on advertising in 2011 alone. AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, and T-Mobile together spent $12 billion in 2011. Solavei is actually looking to do things different. In fact, when we say the word revolution means a dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way something works or in people's ideas about it. Traditionally, big businesses or big mobile carriers have taken billions of dollars and they've put them towards advertising. And those dollars, as they go towards advertising, are having to be paid for by the people. Solavei is doing things a bit different. In fact, the mission is to make commerce less expensive and even profitable. Solavei is actually taking those same funds and redirecting them not to the advertisers, but instead making the people the advertisers and giving the rewards to the people. The social commerce revolution basically is this. Solavei is combining mobile and social to redefine commerce and put the advertising dollars back into the hands of the people. It's simple. Right now, Solavei has launched its company by offering unlimited voice, text, and data on the nation's fastest 4G network for only $49 a month. But it doesn't stop there. Yes, it's an incredible opportunity for those of you wanting to save on your mobile service. But the future of the social commerce platform that Solavei is creating actually integrates into the world of social media, giving you an opportunity to share Solavei with others and earn the benefits. Solavei has a complete compensation plan or rewards model that actually rewards its members for sharing. What's the Solavei difference, you may ask? Well, whereas Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, Boost, and many others are charging exorbitant prices for you to be able to get mobile service every month, Solavei's offering it for $49 a month, unlimited voice, text, and data. But you may say, well, I know of a couple of companies that are also offering $49 or $39 a month. But here's the question. Do they reward you for sharing? Are they actually putting dollars back into you and your family when you share it with others? Well, that is the Solavei difference. In fact, the vision of founder and CEO Ryan Wirtz was to actually create a new type of commerce system. Many have said Solavei is the next Walmart or Ryan is the next Sam Walton. Because if you remember Walmart or Costco, basically because of the membership or the amount of purchases that were being made, it allowed them to buy down the cost of commerce. Well, Solavei is doing the same thing. Only we're doing it on a mobile platform. We realize that today people are moving away from laptops and desktops and moving into mobile devices. So by creating a new type of commerce system built on a membership basis, Solavei is able to do something very unique. And in 2013, Solavei is bringing even more. Yes, we started on a mobile platform offering inexpensive mobile service, but it gets better. The mobile platform, the dashboard, the social commerce platform that is offered by Solavei also allows you to use your phone to actually be a type of profit center. In fact, moving into second quarter, Solavei is actually going to be bridging in new goods and services. When we looked at what is the next largest expenditure of the families in America, well, when we looked past mobile service, we saw that it was actually the everyday groceries, toilet paper, paper towels, diapers that people are buying every single day. So Solavei now, though it's built on a mobile platform, also offers you a purple pay card when you become a member with Solavei service. That little purple pay card could be your gateway to a whole new future as goods and services get turned on after second quarter of 2013. Solavei also has a complete social graph where you can actually watch your network grow as you share it with others and they share it with others. You can watch your network grow on your community dashboard. You can also see that it's almost like a Twitter feed where you're going to be able to connect with other members. And in the future of Solavei, we really believe that this is going to be the new type of social network where you get to connect, share, and earn. We also offer complete online marketing tools, including our Outreach Manager and Contact Tracker, where you're able to utilize the many resources, the posts, the videos that Solavei provides and post them right there to your Facebook account in a very simple, shareable manner. Getting started is simple. All you need to do is go to solavei.com/ and use the username of the person that referred you to Solavei. Then within minutes of signing up, you're going to get a welcome from Solavei and then very soon receive your pay card in the mail. Every 2 weeks, Solavei is going to look at your network to determine how many trios have been created in your network in order to reward you back on that purple pay card. Ask yourself this question. What would an extra $1,000 a month mean to you and your family? When we've traveled around the United States asking that question, what we've heard is that $1,000 a month would be a game changer. Well, that is why we want to encourage you to take the 1K challenge. The 1K challenge is basically a 90-day roadmap to help people become a thousandaire in 90 days or less. We want you to take the 1K challenge and see how we support through resources, emails, and a 90-day campaign to help you understand what you need to do in the first 7 days, 30 days, and 90 days in getting started with Solavei and sharing it with the people you like, love, and trust. So I want to encourage you right now to take action. Number one, get in. Become a Solavei member. Get started right now. Look to the person that encouraged you to watch this video and say, I'm ready to get in. And then you want to get social. After you enroll and become a Solavei member, we're going to show you how you can share Solavei with your friends and family and get your first trio. So get in, get social, and then get free. When you get 3 trios or when you share Solavei with 9 people who switch to Solavei service, you are getting enough money every month to have your Solavei service paid for free, because 3 equals free. 3 trios would equal $20 a month per trio, which is $60 a month. That's enough for you to pay for that $49 a month unlimited voice, text, and data. So we want you to get in, get social, and get free. Well, what I'd like to do is bring on a very good friend of mine and somebody that I greatly admire and respect. He has been a COO, CFO. He is definitely not a guy that's been involved in any type of direct sales or social sharing. He has been a corporate, what I would call stiff neck for many years. And he's basically made his life out of being in corporate executive positions. But Nathan Gooden is now a social networker too of Solavei, and it's just a joy to see him now with his beautiful wife, who is a former Miss America. I guess she's always a Miss America. Once a Miss America, always a Miss America. With their precious kids tomorrow. Big shout out to his son Jack. It's his birthday tomorrow, and being able to now live life on his terms. Nathan, I know you're going to talk to us about what's hot and what's happening, but welcome to the call this evening.
Thank you very much, Stacey. And I will say, I am looking very forward to us going into retail with a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and my wife is 6 months pregnant. Diapers at a cheaper price will be much appreciated. So thank you for having me on the call tonight. Very excited about so many things that are going on in Solavei. And first off is the Solavei socials with Ryan Wirch. You know, as Stacey said, I've been in corporate America for 16 years and just left corporate America to do Solavei full time. And never in my history have I seen a CEO that is so available to everyone a part of this company. And to have our CEO and founder doing webinars every night of the week, Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. is just an astounding thing. This is something that you do not want to miss. To be able to have our vision of the company shared directly by our CEO, I would encourage you to make sure that you're logging in to socials.solavei.com to register and be a part of these events. They're every day of the week at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can view Ryan as he goes into the homes across America. If you are a leader and you want to host a social, please feel free to reach out to corporate to potentially be a part of that directly. They are completely booked, I think, this week, but there are availability here up through March 14th, which is the last day that Ryan will do those events leading up to the regional event in Dallas, Texas, which I'm not sure if we have a slide on that, Stacey.
You can register at support.solavei.com. Actually, the best place to register is events.solavei.com. Events.solavei.com, and that'll take you right into the registration page.
As we've said, get social with Solavei. You can befriend the Facebook page, facebook.com/Solavei, Twitter at twitter.com/Solavei, and also youtube.com/Solavei TV. And Solavei has a new Facebook app, which is great to follow. You can see what is Solavei. Of course, we now have the iPhone, and in March we'll have the iPhone 5 with the Nano SIM card. The Cruise to 1,000 Air. The next incentive trip that we are having is in September. It will be September 7th through September 14th, and you know, another event that you're not going to want to miss. I was in Hawaii and for the incentive trip in January. You know, great speakers, got to mingle with people from corporate. Ryan worked directly as top leaders. So I would encourage you, if you have been working to Cruise to 1,000 Air, to start driving to that. It's limited to the top 100 qualifiers, so you will want to start building your business right now. So our next section of the call here is our member spotlight, and two people that I could not be more thrilled to introduce, Pastor Ron and Lynette Lewis. They are two of the most, I will say, talented people that you will ever have the opportunity to meet. Pastor Ron Lewis is the founder of Kings Park International Church here in Raleigh, North Carolina, as well as Morning Star in New York and in multiple locations there. They are just fascinating people that they minister to so many people across the world and have two just amazing churches in two different cities, so they continually go back and forth between North Carolina and New York. And Lynette, who I've had the great honor of knowing since 1995 and been a wonderful mentor to me personally, is truly just such a gifted person. She is a author, a motivational speaker, a minister. She, too, has left corporate America to be in full-time ministry, was with Deloitte & Touche for many years, and just a very, very talented individual.
Ron, we've got you unmuted, and let me just make sure that that is so. One moment, please, everyone. Pause for a moment of silent prayer and meditation while we bring on the pastor. Ron, you are unmuted. In the meantime, I'm going to encourage everyone. You know, we've got some really exciting things that are going on right now. This Thursday, there is going to be a very, very, very great call and webinar taking place on our E3 strategy call. Now, this is not necessarily designed for brand new people who are not yet members. This is for members. Of course, we know we always get little voyeurs checking in there and spies listening in, and that's okay because we do keep it open. But it really is going to be, you're going to hear from 5 different leaders that have been going through a 90-day push. 90 days, actually 30 days this last month, the month of February. And much of what you're seeing right now in activity in these socials is as a result of what they've done over the last 30 days. Now, we started back in the beginning. I chose 6 people to go through this push. What you're going to hear on Thursday, every single one of them have truly remarkable histories, really, really successful leaders. And every one of them through these last 30 days have had some brilliant ahas. And so this Thursday, the E3 strategy call, they're each going to share with you 3 ahas that they've had over these last 30 days that have caused their businesses to explode. One of those is going to be James Linhart, which you're going to hear how, if you guys are seeing, he has been traveling all over the United States. We did it together, James, Nathan, and I. We've got Gary Craig. We've got Laura Wells. She has truly been a trio machine. In fact, so much that James sends her an email that said, Laura, I really want you to teach me how are you closing these people so quickly. We're going to share those strategies from those 5 leaders that are absolutely crushing it right now this Thursday night on the E3 strategy call. So make sure that you're a part of that. Register immediately online. You can go to My Solavei, click on the Build My Business at the top. Then you can go into Member Development, click on Member Development, and you'll see the actual schedule there. You can also visit, I believe Revo 12 has it, empoweredliving.biz has it on there, or you guys can just watch Facebook and we will have the registration there posted this week. Pastor Ron Lewis, are you with us? Nathan, conference him
Yes.
in.
We have Ron Lewis. Yes, go ahead. Ron, are you there?
I am here.
Ron, we really want to know, there's so many people that want to know, how do I contact people in ministry? How do I contact people, nonprofits? Can you run a ministry or a business as a CEO and do Solavei at the same time? So Ron, talk to us and give us a couple tips that these folks can take away tonight.
So I understand the question. It is a very difficult, I think, bridge to walk over, especially in the nonprofit world where there have been so many people who have been opportunistic and tried to take advantage of situations. And so pastors and nonprofit leaders and directors of development are always a little bit guarded whenever anyone comes with a business opportunity. And I know that, as you know, Stacy and Nathan, Lynette and I have said no to at least 30, 40, or even 50 of these kind of opportunities. However, when we heard about Solavei directly from Nathan and Ryan, we realized that this is something different. It's a different culture completely. They're not asking for any money. There's really nothing to lose. There's no money involved. You're not taking advantage of people. It really is the opposite. It's an empowerment opportunity. We recently shared and realized ourselves that we could be saving money. And so that in and of itself is something as good stewards we want to be aware. So as we go in and talk to church leaders and nonprofit leaders, we want to be completely transparent and respectful of someone's time and ask them if they would be open to just giving us a few minutes to explore ways and needs and opportunities to provide an opportunity that gives economic empowerment to their people and in addition could provide income for their organization.
Well, I think also, Ron, I think that it's important for people to note that the difference here, and maybe, I always like to say when people go in already feeling defeated about speaking to a leader, chances are the leader is not going to feel the certainty that what you're offering is different. Sometimes, and I clearly have watched people share Solovey, and in the back of their mind, they're thinking, they're going to say no, they're going to say no, they're going to say no. And so, believe it or not, your physiology, the spirit for which you walk into a room, your overall demeanor is affected by your thought life. And I know, having been in nonprofit for many, many years and ministry, we get approached by, like he said, 20, 30, 40, 50, probably hundreds if we really collected how many over the years that we've been talked to about. But the interesting thing about it is Solavei is different, just like you said. You are actually, in fact, I was talking last week to one of the biggest ministries in the world, and they do understand the word stewardship. And that's something that you may think about as you communicate Solavei. What we're talking about is helping people be better stewards of $100. Because an extra $50 of stewardship, if they did nothing but put it into the church offering, that would be awesome. Chances are, that family needs that extra $50, and they could consider that a great stewardship of the funds. So if the church or ministry leader can see that this is how we're going to be better stewards, the families. This last week we talked to the head of the Boys and Girls Club. One of the great things there is they're always looking for programs of sustainability, which is another term for nonprofits that's real important. This is a sustainability program because you're not talking about having to do a fundraiser for every single missions trip or every single outreach. You're not having to do another bake sale or send your kids home with cookie dough. It's a sustainable program that if your supporters or your parishioners or your members of your church will just make the switch from their current carrier to Solavei. Every 3 people that make the switch, Solavei is going to pay out $20 a month. And if that is linked to a nonprofit, fantastic. That's $20 a month every single month that they would be able to get as long as those people just stay on Solavei service. So Ron, what are you finding right now as some of the highlights in developing your network? What are some of the secret, let's say secret nuggets that you can share, or the secret sauce to how you've become a social networker too so quickly?
Well, I think if I could go back one step and something you just said about stewardship, this was exactly where it began for us. We recognize that I've had a number of auditors look at any one of our nonprofits. I've been the president of as many as 5 or 6 different nonprofits at a time. It's not that many now. And one thing we've always welcomed would be an auditor who would come in and evaluate our expenses in particular areas. For example, anything from heating and cooling to how we run our internet or IT department or whatever. And I've always welcomed auditors who would come in at their own expense, and we sign an agreement that if they can save us money, that we'll share what they save us because it's no expense to us. And that was how I initially viewed Solavei, is that we immediately were able to eliminate our personal cell phone expenses in my household, and that was more than $1,000 a year. So that's just plain out good stewardship. Now, secondly, I'll mention this too, and maybe some of the listeners are not aware. Most ministers are given the right of refusal to opt out of the Social Security system. Now, that may come as new information, and I'm referencing something that is perfectly legal and legitimate. And many of us have opted out on the basis of conscientious reasons. And as a result of that, we no longer are able to receive any benefits whatsoever. I think a lot of us, when we were young, felt that that was the right thing to do. And over the years, we started realizing that some of the ways that we would be able to take care of certain areas of our life, whether it was certain aspects of healthcare, Medicaid, Medicare, those things would no longer be available to us in private systems the older we got. So Solavei, to me, has put me back into, it's given me 1099 income that I'm required to pay Social Security for. So the reason I bring that up is just simply to say that there are probably many leaders of many churches, synagogues around America that would be open to receiving advice or input on being able to get income that's 1099 that they would be required to pay back into the Social Security system. And so as a result of this, we're back in the system, we're paying taxes, and what that does is that after a certain amount of months, that will qualify us to be back in the system. And so it's what it represents to us is another retirement strategy. So we've been able to talk to ministers about that, and they've been open to that. Now, as far as helping other people, our best strategy for spreading the word is helping others. And as a result of this, we've seen many good things happen with many of our friends who have been able to receive help and financial help at this time. We've been able to work with everything from people that are out of jobs, people that had homes in foreclosure, and CEOs who were in transition and didn't know what to do next. And Solavei became the perfect solution for them in their off season. So for us, our lead value for Solavei was from the beginning, we can help other people, and that's what we continue to do.
Well, Ron, a great question that came up right now on the question panel. Please answer if it's best to sign them up with their personal Social Security first and then submit the EIN papers to get the number switched to an EIN. And if so, would any pay coming through before the EIN is registered be taxed?
I think what you're talking about is income strategy and taxation strategies. And although I'm not an accountant, I think the best thing for me is to run all of the money through our personal business and then have the business pay us an income that is governed and regulated by a professional accountant, and that's what we've done.
Anything else that you want to share with folks before you go? Maybe a little shot in the arm of some pastoral motivation.
It's Lynette. I'm going to chime in here. Having spent about 10 years of my career in the nonprofit world and then the last 10 years in the corporate world, one thing I think I would encourage all of our listeners to keep in mind when you are talking to ministries or nonprofits, every nonprofit is required to file documents and show publicly the percentage of administrative costs that go into every dollar raised. So to me, one of the real value propositions of Solavei is not only can you save the organization itself money on their expenses related to telephone usage, certainly as the first service that we're offering. But keep in mind that the executive director, and especially when you're talking about a ministry that's been founded by a lead pastor, for instance, we as leaders of nonprofits are always looking for ways to be able to diminish our salary expense for our nonprofit or our ministry, and Solavei actually helps us do that. So one of the heart desires Ron and I have is to be able to, over time, not be as dependent for our own salaries with our own organizations, and Solavei is actually allowing us to do that. So not only is Solavei creating an income stream for the executives of the organization, but it's also benefiting that organization when they talk to their donors and can show a much less percentage going to salaries and overhead costs. So it's just another selling proposition when you're talking to senior leaders of nonprofits.
Well, thank you, Lynette. And I did not know that you were on. It's a blessing and a joy to have you. Many of you do not know this is an absolutely brilliant businesswoman and incredible speaker. I honor you not only as Solavei social networker twos, but I honor you as leaders in the ministry, a man and woman of God, worthy of being followed and worthy whose leadership I know is going to bring great light to Solavei in the future. And we really are very grateful for all that you're doing for Solavei community and the world. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for being on with us this evening. We look forward to more from you as well. What I would like to do now is I would like to leave you all with a final call to action, per se. Here's 4 things that I'd like everyone to consider this week is if you've not already enrolled in the 1K challenge and watched the roadmap tutorial, I encourage you to do that and get on auto pay. The best way to automate and to make sure that that residual income is automated is to not only get on auto pay, but make sure all of your people are on auto pay. Number 2 is register for this week's E3 Mentality Strategy webinar Again, it's going to be a hot one with a lot of very special tips. I'm going to ask each of the speakers to come and have some downloads available at the end of that webinar so that there's actually tools you can walk away from and apply to your business. Number 3, invite guests to watch the Solavei socials this week, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, every single day this week, every weekday. Go to socials.solavei.com. And then, of course, I encourage you to get a trio this week, have a trio a week mentality. Today, I was talking to a number of our leaders, and they said, Stacy, now that we're on this trio a week mentality, we want to up it to a trio a day. I love that, because once you realize that, in fact, it was Robert Sevillano up in New Jersey. He said, Stacy, I want you to know I'm committing to a trio a day. Well, when he said that, it opened up the minds of other people going, now, wait a minute, a trio a day. If he can do it, I can do it. It's kind of like the 4-minute mile. Everybody thought it was impossible. And then Roger Bannister goes and breaks the 4-minute mile. And next thing you know, you got high school athletes doing it. Well, today I want to encourage you to set your bar. And once you reach it, just increase it, because Solavei is simple. And it is such an honor and a blessing to be able to do what we do in the world of social sharing and being able to be rewarded financially for doing it, being able to be at our kids' basketball games and practices and productions, and being able to see your kids walk for the first time and having the freedom to do what maybe you've never thought you'd have to do. I encourage you, do what you have to do this week to have that trio a week mentality. And I encourage you, if you're just getting started, the first thing you want to do in your first 7 days is get a trio, get that under your belt, and then work for your first 60 days to get your full fast action bonus. Again, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's webinar. Remember, now is the time, this is the place, and you are the one that's going to start the revolution. My name is Stacy Wallace, and I'm believing the best for you.